Hello, good morning, and welcome to this Dawn Busters Taste Challenge. It's 6:03 Central Daylight Time, April 9th, 2019. Daylight is here. Dawn has arrived. I wanted to start about 15 or 20 minutes earlier, but that didn't work out. Anyway, we have from 1951, age 3 years. These are both, by the way, these are both 80 proof, but 1951, age 3 years, imported black velvet, blended Canadian whiskey. Blended at birth. So they blend it, then they age it together. 3 years in oak under the supervision of the government, the Canadian government. Well, all distilled all alcoholic products, wine, beer, liquor, are distilled or produced under the supervision of the government. So it's like food products. They're all inspected, they all have to function under inspection regulations. So it's almost like a superfluous statement to make. Got 4 diamonds in the shield for whatever reason. I don't know what those mean. It's a Constellation Brands product for now, but I think they're selling out. All right. They sold out most of their company last month to BB Black Velvet, to Ernest and Julio Gallo. So don't get too upset. That's a common practice in the food and beverage industry, buyouts. I'm not saying I support it or I oppose it. I'm indifferent to it. It happens all the time. And here's Heir to the Throne. I don't know anything about this except I bought it at Walmart. It was the black velvet was $9.99. $15.65. It's imported. It was imported by Rebel Spirits, a company that was bought out, no longer in business. It's got a real cork. I wish I could tell you more. I wish I could give you a website link. There is nothing. They didn't even talk about this when they had the Rebel Spirits website. Nope. HT, Heir to Throne, Heir Throne. Age statement, there is none. The minimum is 3 years. How long is it age? I don't know. I can't give you information I don't have. I would like to. Some of you may know about this product. If you can give me some reliable sources, we'll go with that. I oftentimes have people give me information, but it's usually not reliable, or it's not verifiable. Let's call it that. Although what they're telling me is probably true, they don't give me sources. They'll say stuff like, well, believe me, I know, I worked in the industry. Well, maybe not. You know what I mean? Maybe you did. I don't know who the people are making comments. I mean, it's just somebody who's making comments. It could be their real name. It might be a made up name. If you don't have a source, you don't have a source. Okay. And with Heir to the Throne, I really don't have any sources except to tell you Rebel Spirits, and that's it. And that's gone. So the appearance, well, very similar. Golden. Almost exactly the same shade. I'm already forgetting which one I filled. That's good. It's good to forget. Now, Shane Fudge did a really good blind taste challenge live on the KBS examination last night on John and Neely's channel. That went on like an hour and a half. It was really too long, but that's all right because it was so many people and everybody was blabbing, including me. No surprise, right? But we all had 2019 KBS, but different bottling dates. And then Shane Fudge had 2015 and 2016 KBS, and he was talking about this, that. And I was going along with it saying, right, yeah, I noticed that too. But we were wrong. Got it wrong. And it's hard. And it's common to get a blind taste test wrong. You know, you think you're an expert. Oh, I know so much. I can get them right. I'm this, I'm that. But go on air live, not recorded, because you could have manipulated that, you see, by deleting things that didn't work out, whatever. No. Go on live and do the taste challenge blind, and let's see how much you really know. And don't do 4 different beers, 4 different whiskeys. That gets so convoluted and confusing. Do one against the other, because I've seen a few do 4. This is this is that, this is oaky, this is smoky, this is this, and then you can't even keep up. You're watching, and you're like, I don't even know what's going on. It's a 16-minute video, and I'm confused. Black Velvet Original on the website, 3-year aged whiskey. That's basic, okay, but for $9.99, what do you expect? Now they're saying remarkably smooth. I didn't find that. I thought it was remarkably, no, not remarkably, but I thought it was somewhat harsh, to tell you the truth. Smooth like sandpaper. But that's me. I have no embedded animosity towards this whiskey brand, okay? With hints of caramel, vanilla, coconut, and rye spiciness. Caramel, vanilla, coconut, and rye. They're saying so. You know, I'm not seeing it. They have drink recipes on the website. Very nice. Black Velvet Sour, Velvet Monkey, Cool Velvet, and Black Velvet and Cola. Don't do mixed drinks. Black Velvet Company, Canandaigua, New York. Well, Constellation Brands, what it really is. And that probably isn't going to last. And their PDF files give a lot of good information. If you look on Constellation Brands, they talk about how they make Black Velvet. Most companies will give you some general information, but they're very, how do you say that word? Specific. They're saying we take grain neutral spirits, which is what? Moonshine, right? You know what people call it. You take corn, you distill it, you bring it down to 40% alcohol with water. That's what they say at Barton Distilling. Just add water it down to get, okay. It's odorless and tasteless. You can buy it at the store. Go to Walmart and buy some Everclear. I saw Everclear in a big bottle. I've never seen a big glass bottle before, the big 1.75 liter. I don't know why you would buy that, unless you're making your own bourbon. Or you can buy diesel. That's the Sazerac version. Grain neutral spirits, okay? Made from corn. It doesn't have to be corn. It has to be grain. Grain. But invariably, it's corn. The government subsidizes. How do you like that? Government welfare for grain products. You say, well, the farmers need help. Those poor old guys with his woman and his dog and children. Yeah, that's really, it's really mainly huge corporations and companies like Cargill that's getting the welfare, not, you know, Uncle Henry and Annie M. So you take the grain neutral spirits, the corn liquor, unaged. You add corn, high wine, which is very high proof corn liquor. Rye high wine, very, very, very high proof rye whiskey. And you could add some barley, high wine, whatever. But they're talking about corn high wine and rye high wine. You wouldn't drink that. It's not really made for consumer consumption. It's a blending material. I mean, if you just drink a little, it'll probably make you very ill. It's so high proof. And then they mingle them, as Jack Daniels would say, blend them. All right, to where they want it. Then they put it in a barrel for 3 years. Then they bottle it. Then they sell it. They say, well, other Canadian whiskeys are done differently. They're aged separately. Then they blend the different components and then bottle it. So they're saying it's like gumbo that you make and then you leave it in the fridge for 3 days or 2 days, and it's better after 3 days because all the components mix. People claim that. Morning, Ron, says Jeremy Vincent. Morning to you. That was a good hangout last night, huh? It was going long, but it was, well, hey, it was good. Craft Beer Tastic says, ethanol is another joke. Taxpayers subsidize the corn used to make it. Then we pay taxes when we pump it in our vehicles. That's right. You're being double taxed. The government's taking your tax money to subsidize corporate agriculture. And same thing with milk, dairy. You see, but these people that are hooked in, juiced in, the politicians, they're part of the corporate structure. They lie. They lie. Here comes the Kansas City Southern. Another subsidized thing. And they portray it like they're helping a mom and pop, and oh, I'm so liberal, I want to help the poor little guy. But it isn't so. It isn't so. They want to help the corporations. And so it's like the people telling you A are really B. You know what I'm saying? And they're bought. They're bought out. Yeah. We talk about buyouts. These people are bought out. They're corporatists, you see. But they're very good at pulling people's heartstrings. So then you got people like in my family, I won't name. They're saying, "Oh, I'm voting for all these politicians who want to help the little man, like Bernie." And I'm like, can't you realize what you're doing? That these people are not on your side. They are not down for the people. They're using the people. Don't be ignorant. Wake up. All right, but I'm not on here to preach. I'm just saying it's obvious. It's like milk. Milk would be so cheap, but it's subsidized with price supports. You say, but we need that to help the little farmer Joe, the dairy farmer. Yeah, sure. Jeremy says, yes, it was an awesome hangout. Had a great panel and great beer to review. Founders KBS. Good point. Craft beer-tastic. Yeah. But we've been doing this for 30 years. I remember they were talking about it 30 years ago, that ethanol is just a government-subsidized boondoggle. We talk about boondoggles. He said, but we need to support the military. Military, make us safe. Talking about subsidized and juiced in, if there was anything that was ever juiced in and subsidized. And then I get into conflicts with some of my military friends, and these are veterans on Facebook. And all they ever talk about is we have to have peace through war. And I tell them, no, you don't pursue peace through war. And that's what they call it. They don't call it that. I call it that. I say, oh boy, more peace through war, more imperialism. And they'll say, you don't like the veterans. You don't want to you don't want to support the troops. I'm like, yeah, I want to support the troops by not letting them get killed. I'm trying to keep them alive. And you want them out there, hoorah, fighting some boogeyman that you made up, somebody made up at some board meeting. All right. You said, oh, all this preaching. Okay. I mean, I'm just commenting. If people are drinking at a bar, they would be commenting. The same with taxpayers paying to launch the satellites for TV when it first started. It was free for a while, then start charging and scrambling channels a year later. Right. Yeah, remember people would get the big satellites and you could pick up the live feed. I had a friend, he would never watch commercials. He always watched the CBS live feed. But that was all just, bait and switch. But, oh. I may as well be blabbing because I'm having trouble smelling them and telling them. This one's sweet corn, you know, fumes. You say fumes. Yeah, that's right. And this one over here is less corn fumes. I'm thinking. I said, I'm thinking about it. My recollection was that Black Velvet was sort of dull, didn't have a lot of action. So if I'm smelling kind of a ho-hum and dull thing, I'm thinking it's Black Velvet. And if I'm smelling a richer product, I'm thinking it's Heir to the Throne. Now, I'm not on here to tell you how great Heir to the Throne is because I don't think it's that great. It's okay. I wouldn't buy it again. I mean, if you see it for 15.65, yeah, I mean, yeah, go ahead and buy it because you'll never see it. You say, well, what's the point? What's the point of buying it if I'm drinking it and nobody else can enjoy it with me or talk about it? Well, you're right, because they're not. I just bought it because it was an odd item, and I always am attracted to odd items. Hey, Ron, says M Dan. Hello, M Dan. So, aroma, I think this is Heir, and that's Black Velvet, but I really don't know. I really don't know what time it was. Whoa. Somewhere out in the back of your mind. Okay. Well, that tastes pretty good though. If you want me to be more or less mostly honest. And you know, my videos, I'm always honest, more, you know, for the most part. So I'm not coming on here to lie to you. Probably not. So you can pretty much, to an extent, trust what I'm saying. I don't really equivocate about things. So that tastes okay. I would drink it, you know, it's whiskey. Get some cowboys together and cowgirls and have a dance and drink whiskey. And that's what it tastes like. I'll be back on air soon. Crazy hours at work. Hey, Jay, says Jean-Pierre. I understand, Jean. Don't feel bad. Don't feel pressured. Why the hell are you not on the air? No, don't feel bad about it. Same old thing. All right. Oh, yeah. Ha ha. Ha ha ha. It has that twang. That twang. If only, if only, if only. Yeah, that's Heir to the Throne. No doubt. No doubt, my friends. Most noticeable indeed. Heir to the Throne is strange. There is wood, but there's this, it's not gasoline or diesel or anything like that, but it's this kind of funny alcohol presentation. I don't know how to describe it. I'm getting it this afternoon. Enjoy the KBS. Yeah. I was glad I got it for $4.12 a bottle. Now, they were all talking last night. I'd buy it again. I'd buy it again. Me, I'm not too sure. I'm going to tell you right now, I'm not too sure. $4.12 a bottle. Yeah. Okay. I got it for that. 16.48, 49. But me, I don't find that KBS is really that different year to year. I've drunk the 2014, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. I might have skipped one year. I think there was one year I skipped because I went looking for it and they were gone. But now you don't have to worry about that. It won't sell out now. Just wait around and they'll discount it because nobody wants to buy it. I remember 8 years ago it would sell out in an hour and people wait in line. They had a bottle limit. You can only buy so much now. Shoot. It's just something unusual about this heir to the throne. I don't know what throne it expects to inherit because it ain't gonna. Black velvet. There's rye spice now. Oh, it's there. But there's not a whole lot going on with it, really. It's just kind of like a little bit of taste. It's smooth, I guess. It's smooth. I guess compared to Heir to the Throne, it's smooth, right? I thought it was not really too smooth. Would I buy Black Velvet for $9.99? No, I would just buy Canadian Mist for like $7.99 at Walmart. You know, I don't think Canadian Mist is too popular. It seems like it's dying out. And I'm talking about since I started drinking it, it seemed like it's less and less of it. But that could just be me not studying the market carefully. But yeah, heck, I'd just buy Canadian Mist. You say, but that's so dull. I know. So is this. So why not save $1? You know what I mean? Or $2. You can buy Black Velvet from Constellation Brands, or you could buy Canadian Mist from Brown Forman, people that make Jack Daniels. You know, either way, it's kind of ordinary old stuff. Didn't say ordinary was bad. Had a Whopper Jr. yesterday with Burger King onion rings. And that onion ring sauce, it was fine. All right. I mean, you know, talking about ordinary. Yeah. I mean, it was $2.20 a person because we split it. I had a coupon. Buy, you know, 2 Whopper Juniors and 2 French fries, but they let us substitute. I got onion ring. Plus tax, it was $2.20 a person. Well, I mean, you know, that's cheap. I didn't sit there and examine the meal, like say, okay, let me, if I did that, I would say, it may not be that good. I might say it's really not that good. But and I had a little Debbie's chocolate cake after. Oh, wow. I mean, you say, oh, you must have been to the processed food festival. That's right. I was. These are processed foods, processed drinks. They're processed. Okay. They're not natural in the sense that some guy on the side of the highway made it at his house. But even that's processed. It goes through a process, or in Canada, a process. All right. So, but on the other counterpoint, I've been to some really fancy restaurants and very expensive. And I think if I broke those down carefully, I would start to say, that's really not that good. I really paid too much. If I was honest with myself. I mean, you say, well, it's good, but $49 a person? And I'm still hungry when I leave? I don't know. Is it really that good? Getting too deep. You're ruining everything. People are saying you're ruining everything. You're ruining beer reviews. You're ruining whiskey reviews. You're ruining food. You want to be too critical and you want to bring in too much metaphysical extrapolations of it. No, I'm not ruining it. I'm just thinking about it. I'm certainly not worrying about it. All right. This is the Black Velvet, and that's Heir to the Throne. And I think the Black Velvet is better, but only marginally better. But it doesn't matter because it's $9.99 a bottle, and that's $15.65 a bottle. And if it's something is better, it's going to win outright because you said it's better, right? Okay, so it wins outright. But even if it was a tie, it was a winner because it was $6.50 cheaper. So there you go. I don't even know why I did the video since nobody can get Heir to the Throne anyway. So the whole video is practically pointless except for my own personal home training. So a viewer might say, so you're training, is that what you're trying to tell us? All this drinking of alcohol. I'm not drinking it. First of all, get your mind right. I said I was tasting it. Only reason I drank it is I don't want to waste it. I paid for it. So you're okay, so the critic might, you're tasting all this alcohol and you're making videos and you're going to call it home training. It's a training regimen. That's right. And you get to watch me train. Now that's, people watch training videos. They have all workouts and running and hiking. Okay, well, I'm tasting. Good morning, Ron, says Michael Stevens. Well, good morning to you and thanks for watching. And later today, I'm going to do some more training. That's the plan. I'm going to do Black Velvet Reserve versus Heir to the Throne. And it's going to be the same thing. You want to watch the same video twice? You can do that. I'll talk about how Heir to the Throne has this strange twang to it, this odd alcohol presentation. And then I'll talk about how Black Velvet Reserve is rather dull, probably not really worth the price, although I got it for $10.99 on sale. Certainly wouldn't pay more than that. Most stores have it for about $16.99. I definitely wouldn't pay that. And I'll talk about how it's dull, more or less, but then it has maybe a little better flavor. And so it wins because it's slightly better and the price is a little lower for my case, because I bought it on sale. So if you want to watch that, what I just told you about, you can watch it. Now, you might say, I never heard of somebody with a video channel telling people not to watch the videos. I mean, that's a weird way to promote the channel by telling people don't watch. I know it is, but I'm telling you the truth. I said at the beginning of Heir to the Throne series, remember what I said at the beginning of the Heir to the Throne series? I said I advise people not to watch because you're not going to be able to get it anyway. So the whole exercise is pointless. Some people still watched. Okay. Now, do I recommend people watching the blended whiskey coming up, Bellows? Yeah, I would recommend that because you can actually find Bellows. It's an exploration in blandness. It's an exploration in cheapness. It's an adventure in dullness, okay? You know, if you rolled your eyes and said, oh, wow, T.W. Samuels, Heaven Hill Blended, Seagram 7 Crown, Ancient Age Preferred. Oh, wow, a bunch of blended whiskeys. I just can't get any more excited than that. Well, okay. I'm telling you what it is. And if you didn't want to watch it, I wouldn't be offended. But some people can't help it. They got to watch it. They can say, I got to watch it because I got to put a thumbs down. I got 5 people that say, I go to sleep and that's the last thing I think about. Your video's coming up so I can run and put a thumbs down. And it's the first thing I think about in the morning when I wake up. You hate to see people be that obsessed, but you can't do anything about it. You just hope they, you know, can get better, go on and do better things in their lives and have a happy life. But we want to be, you know, this channel, we try to do a positive energy projection, right? We be positive, say, hey, it's fun. We drinking these things. We trying them out. It's like a little adventure. Most people are feeding into the positive vibrations emanating from the channel. You feel that. You felt that. So we doing the beer. We have a beer review coming up, Abita. I don't expect much from it. Don't like the style. I'll tolerate it. I'll probably give it a good score. Wouldn't drink it again. I ain't never even tried it, and I'm telling you what I'm going to do. And I have Samuel Adams Summer Ale. Now, I would buy that again, theoretically at least. It's the new and improved, supposedly. They say it's improved. Well, somehow they say it's lighter. Wow. So Samuel Adams, a company that generally makes fairly dull products, is going to improve it by making it even blander. Okay, well, that's an interesting approach. So they're basically saying, you remember how bland you noticed our beers were? Well, we've done even better because we've made it even blander. So we've given you more of what you know us for, meaning we've given you less. All right. All right. Talk about a company that's struggling. Golly gee. Boston Beer Company, they already got rid of their Curious Traveler line. They tried to compete with Leinenkugel's with all the shandies. That bombed. I thought they were very good. I enjoyed the Curious Traveler. But alas, not enough people did, and the sales weren't there, and they killed it. You know, Leinenkugel's is the king of shandy. You say, but that's Miller. That's Miller Coors. That's not craft. Boston Beer Company is craft. I mean, yeah, I mean, it's mass-produced craft beer, but the Beer Association says it's craft, and I'm a captive of their arbitrary determination, so I say it's craft. Okay. I like how they arbitrarily change the standards. Anytime a company gets too big to fit the parameters, they'll change the standard. That's pretty cool, huh? Used to be a no-no. You can't have corn and rice in that beer. That's adjunct. You can't be a craft beer. Are you crazy? Then remember years ago they said, oh, well, oh yeah, you could have corn and rice. What are you talking about? Of course. I guess maybe certain envelopes full of cash show up on people's doorsteps, and then all of a sudden things change. You know what I mean? I didn't say that. I said, I guess. I don't know that. I don't know. This video is a parody and should not be taken seriously. All right. Thanks for this thanks for watching this video production, and we'll be on later today with another taste challenge. Thank you all.